With the holiday season in full swing, I have been on a quest to try and find the perfect game to unwind with and end the year on a good, relaxing note. And as someone who's covered some of the most popular cozy games in recent months, what surprised me was that I found the comfort that I was looking for in a relatively unknown, slightly creepy, cozy delivery game. One where you play as a cat working a less than minimum wage job. In this game, you deliver packages while driving through scenic, snow-covered roads in a Silent Hill-like mountain town with not at all mysterious residents. And while that might sound simple at first, it's all just a backdrop as you discover the hidden secrets of the town's inhabitants. This is honestly an experience. If you're skeptical and thinking this doesn't sound like your type of game, trust me, that is exactly how I felt coming into this. But hours later, with another 100% completion to add to my collection, I'm here to tell you exactly what makes this game special. So let's dive into it. This is Easy Delivery Co. To put everybody on the same page, let's start from the very basic question of what exactly is Easy Delivery Co. about. Put simply, this is a delivery driving simulator with light survival elements and a short narrative. We start the game by playing as an unnamed delivery driver who's just arrived in town. And in the beginning, everything seems pretty normal. Well, aside from the perpetual bad weather with the occasional blizzard and the slippery roads which are sometimes even blocked off by the snow. Going outside chills you to the bone incredibly quickly, and most of the residents here have opted to rely on delivery services to keep things functioning. And that's where we come in. Our day-to-day is spent doing our job, so that means accepting deliveries, picking up cargo, and then navigating the windy roads in order to drop off the items. That's essentially what Easy Delivery Co. is all about. Now, during the early hours of my playtime, I was skeptical. I kept wondering if the driving would get old or if there was actually anything else to do. But the more I played it, the more the atmosphere had time to pull me in. The slow-paced gameplay and the soft lo-fi music, combined with the empty roads, kind of put me in a trance. Within the first hour, I went from thinking that this was just a fun little driving simulator to genuinely getting immersed and lost in my own thoughts. Playing this game feels like a gateway to a flow state. It's like that feeling of being on a long road trip to somewhere you've never been. The sky is gloomy and it's cold, but it's just you, your car, and the road. And somehow, you get incredibly relaxed. But with Easy Delivery Co., even in that flow state, there was this persistent, eerie feeling. From the dialogue of the characters to the unusually empty sidewalks and the fact that you are the only entity on the road, everything tells you that something is clearly wrong, even if you can't quite put your finger on it. But before we dive into the mysteries, let's talk about the mechanics of this game. Because as simple as I make it out to be, there are some interesting things that this game does that make it just a little bit more engaging. First is the core game loop, the deliveries. Right from the beginning, you'll have the option to scan and choose which jobs you'd like to accept. These deliveries range from short trips to the other side of town to intercity deliveries which take longer but do pay a lot more. Once you've chosen a job, you'll head to the pickup location, talk to the shopkeeper, and load the cargo in the back of your truck. And then, off you go to the delivery spot. You do have to actually balance the packages though. You can't just drive off a cliff for a shortcut because packages can fall if you flip the truck or hit a large patch of snow, which I have. In some cases, your deliveries literally stack up higher than your roof, so you'll have to be even more careful not to drop them, or you risk losing a part of your pay unless you buy duct tape to keep them in place, which of course requires a tiny investment. What I particularly enjoyed about driving in this game is that while there is a map, it doesn't show you where you are on it, nor does the game have anything like quest markers or shining direction guides, which in my opinion ruins the fun of navigating in a driving game. But despite the lack of direction, you'll actually get to the point where you'll start to know these roads like the back of your hand. The more time you spend doing deliveries in the various areas, the more you'll get to know each corner and street, until it starts to feel like your town. You'll understand where each hump is, where you can speed up and slow down, as well as which shortcuts will get you to your destination a lot faster. Despite the funny look and the retro graphics of the game, this little aspect of realism actually helped immerse me into the game's world. The more time I spent playing, the more grounded it all felt. Now, aside from the driving itself, another thing that this game has is resource management. mainly your energy and your vehicle's fuel. Energy itself refers to your character's tiredness level, and while you can't really crash out on a bed, you can reinvigorate yourself with a consistent diet of energy drinks, which can either be bought at scattered vending machines or by stopping by at the mini grocery stores. Same goes for fuel. You'll have to occasionally make stops at the gas station in order to fill up, and of course, replenishing both of these resources costs money, which loops us back to doing more deliveries. For the extra money that you make, there is a very slight progression system in the game, which is tied to your objectives. For example, you can make upgrades to your truck, like adding a bumper so you can ram trees and fences, providing access to new areas. You can buy snow tires so you don't slip on icy roads. And you can even purchase an overpriced lighter, which lets you burn certain obstacles, light firewood, or allow you to stay outside just a little bit longer without freezing to death. Before we move forward, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, GAMIVO.com. GAMIVO is an online platform where you can find your favorite games at the best prices. If you're looking to pick up some new titles to play this holiday season without breaking the bank, they've absolutely got you covered. To make it even better, they've prepared a 5% discount specifically for viewers of this channel. Just head to the link in the pinned comment or the video description, and that'll lead you straight to their website. Pick out whatever game you're eyeing, and on the checkout page, make sure to enter code Kaganath to take advantage of that extra 5% off. If you're looking for exclusive daily or monthly discounts and VIP access to 24/7 live chat support, you can also sign up for GAMIVO Smart. It includes everything I mentioned, plus pre-order priority and a free customer protection program, all for only about $1 a month. They're also verified on Trustpilot, so you know your purchases are fully protected. So if you want to grab games at a discount while supporting the channel, click the link down below and remember to use code Kaganath so you don't miss out on those savings. Let's get back to the video. Speaking of freezing to death, since the game takes place in a town with very harsh snowy weather, temperature is one of your biggest obstacles when it comes to exploring on foot. If you're not inside of a shelter, a shop, or your vehicle, it'll only take you a couple of seconds before your vision blurs and you freeze to death. Thankfully, there's not really any penalty to dying in this game. They just make you walk through a creepy dark maze, not knowing if anything in the dark is slowly making its way towards you. Now, there are ways to mitigate the effects of the harsh weather, like for example, by keeping your energy levels high. This makes sure that you're walking at a brisk pace, allowing you to safely and quickly walk to your destination. In contrast, when your character is tired, they walk slower, get cold faster, and are at a higher risk of freezing. Later on, you can buy a cooking pot which will allow you to brew some tea or coffee, and these drinks energize you far more than a typical vending machine energy drink. And if you're planning to be out and about for a very long period of time, you can pack up some firewood, and anywhere in the world you can make a small campfire. This will warm you up perfectly fine even if the harsh snow rages all around you. But of course, the best thing is just staying inside, whether that's in your truck, the shops, cabins, or hidden bunkers which are scattered throughout the map. So that's the gameplay side. Another major feature of Easy Delivery Co. is the story side of it. And while it's not necessarily the greatest narrative experience, given that the story is really just in the background for the majority of the game, it's still delivered on the mystery that was promised. Without spoiling anything, what it's essentially about is learning what happened before you got here. You see, when you first start with the deliveries, most of the shopkeepers actually mistake you for the previous Easy co-delivery driver named Seb, who apparently looks almost exactly like you. We don't know who or what Seb is, or even what happened to them, but the fact they look exactly like us immediately told me that this job wasn't gonna be as straightforward as it seemed. There's also the case of shopkeepers acting weird, some of them occasionally bug out, and the same people are tending to the same shops in different cities. As you continue playing, doing your deliveries, and making upgrades, you slowly uncover the truth of what exactly this world is. And while it's short, only taking me about 7 hours to complete, the multiple endings were satisfying in terms of not just answering my questions, but revealing the mysteries and concluding the story as well. I didn't expect it to tug at the heartstrings though, which is a nice surprise, but that's all I can say for this spoiler-free review. Anyway, going back to the gameplay, I did mention that the story took me about 7 hours to complete, but if you do end up enjoying the gameplay loop of just delivering stuff and driving on scenic mountain roads, what I've noticed is that beyond the ending, a lot of Easy Delivery co-players actually end up continuing their playthroughs. Of course, there's extra hidden objectives and activities you can do in the game, like for example, if you're into collecting, you can collect all the bobbleheads for each of the NPCs by finding their snow cans. You can collect cosmetics by looking for the hidden bunkers, or by purchasing mystery boxes from the pawn shop. There's even ice fishing in this game. But more importantly, it's really the atmosphere that keeps people coming back. Sometimes, especially on winter holidays, it's nice to just sit inside with a hot cup of coffee, snuggled up with blankets, and driving to the unknown. That feeling is what makes Easy Delivery Co. special, and I've yet to play a game that truly captures that experience for me. All in all, Easy Delivery Co. was a short experience, but it's something that's gonna be staying in my memory for a long while. If the vibe of this game sounds like something that'll appeal to you, I urge you to give it a shot. And if you're still skeptical, there is a demo available so you can give it a try. Personally, I think I'll be keeping this in my library throughout the holiday, just so there's a game I can just chill to while vibing to some sweet lo-fi before the usual hustle and bustle of the world starts up again after the new year. If you enjoyed the video and would like to support the channel, please feel free to join either the Patreon or the YouTube membership. I'm actually about to do a relaunch of it with members exclusive content planned for the next year. So if you're curious about what I do behind the scenes or just want to support me in the videos I make, it's only $1.99 to join. Otherwise, a simple like and subscribe are more than enough to help. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.